Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on over today. I am on location right now. Welcome and hello from Redmond, Oregon, where we're at our timeshare for a week. And I love bringing all my stuff, or some of my stuff, and working over here. There's just something about a different set of creative juices get flowing when I'm over here. So it's fun. What I'm going to work on today is I'm going to do a little creative dabble in a magazine that was left at the last timeshare we were at here in Redmond, Oregon. So I grabbed that and I also grabbed some markers. And these markers, I have to tell you, get a little shout out to my friend. These Prismacolors were given to me by the mother of, who is a friend of mine, an illustrator, our cartoonist, who is currently working, and this is March of 2022. He's currently working on the new Proud Family characters on Disney Plus. So his name is Philip Light, and yeah, these are some of the things that he didn't want anymore, and his mom, he said, give them to Liz. And so yeah, I have markers from a famous artist. So he's very talented and he's just the coolest kid. He's not a kid, what am I saying? He's like 30 something. But anyway, these are from him, and lately I've been seeing they're making a new Proud Family. And he's working on that, and I'm getting his Instagram posts and stuff like that. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, so what I have done is I've taken this magazine and I took his markers, and that's what I started with, just the magazine and these markers. And I just started doodling in this magazine. And it's an old it's not even that old, New York Times magazine, December of 2021. So it's not that old, but I've read it, I'm done with it. But what I did was I turned it upside down so that the articles wouldn't be distracting to me as I'm doodling. And I just started making marks on the pages. Just started going with it. And I found out with these Prismacolors that they kind of bleed through, and then they get this cool design on the other side as well. So even here, you can kind of see it through the cool design. So anyway, I went a little nuts on all the text, and so I just said, yeah, I turned it upside down so I wouldn't get distracted. But look at how cool that is on the opposite side of where I did my fun doodling. And I just went with the free flow of it all. I think after my last book, my March 2022 glue book, I needed a break from how intense. This one I did right side up though. This is one I figured out I need to turn it upside down because the text in it was starting to bug me. I mean, I wanted to read it and then I got distracted, but look how cool that is on the other side. I love it. And then this too, he's got some stuff on his face from the face that I drew on the other side. So I decided I wanted to turn it upside down after I did those two faces because the text was just getting in the way of my creativity. And then I decided to come to the back and started some more in the back. And I've ripped a few pages out as well. But see, these pictures don't mean anything. I mean, yeah. So I turned it upside down and started doing all kinds of stuff. Now, I got a little more creative as I went through. So I was using the Prismacolors on a lot of this stuff. And then I pulled out a Sharpie. So I've got black Sharpie there, and then I got experimenting and I went and got myself some of these ultra clean washable markers from Crayola, ultra clean, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just how they're just talking about how they create the markers. But I did those, I did some lines with that, and then I sprayed it with water and it came out with some cool stuff on the other side of that as well. So I got to experimenting and I got some crayons. I got a little box of crayons and I don't have any crayons. I just realized in my stash, even at home, I don't have any crayons. So I just went a little bit nuts. Sharpie, just black and brown. So yeah, white. I took the dark things and did some white on those with Posca pens, Bistro marker, paint. I have 3 white paint big paint pens, and then I've got some small ones as well, but they just don't work great. I don't know. This is a Signo Uniball. It just doesn't work great. I don't know. But I'm going to show you this one. This is an old Crayola marker. That's what it did. It just doesn't even look black, right? This is an old Crayola black. So I've got red tones, red-brown tones, and then bluish tones. And then I spritzed it. I've got a little spritzer with me. This little doodad came with, it's basically a mini mister, like this. It's one of these. Anyway, so that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm just getting myself a little bit out of a glue book mode for a little bit. I'm still working on thinking how to do my April glue book, because I have to do that. But then I got to thinking, I looked up mark making. I made a list. So, and I'm still working on the list of things that you can do for mark making, because mark making does a couple of different things. It gives you fodder for backgrounds on your glue booking or your mixed media or any kind of other art you would like to use. So yeah, it does that. It also, it's almost meditative, so it can be therapeutic, mark making. So that's a second thing you can do with it. And for me, there's just, and the third thing that it does is it stretches you creatively. So if you don't know what to do or you're stuck in a rut, you can go to mark making and just do some lines, just dashes or something. And it can really just, as I'm working on this, what I'm finding is I'm doing one thing and then it sparks a new idea for another section. And I love how this is in columns. So here I have these columns of different things. That's the back of the black. Isn't that cool? So I'm just finding lots of ideas and things to do with this. And like this one, 3 different columns. I have 3 different things I can use for whatever I want. And it's like a collection of stuff to use in my books. And here's a rubbing that, and I want to do some more rubbings. And that's, I bought the crayons and I thought that is an awesome idea to just do some rubbings. And then if I tear a page out, like up on the top of this was some other things that I wanted to use, and I put in my collage binder, and I just took the rest of it and I just did 3 things. I did lines vertically, wavy lines horizontal, and then actually 4 things, dots with swirls in the dots. So that's what I did with these, and that's the other side. So it just kind of bleeds through fun like that too. So both sides actually are usable, and I like the look of text, of doodling on text. I just think that's fun. And I don't do colors very often. So when I pulled out these Prismacolors that I've had for a little bit, I really enjoyed using them. It's like, why haven't I pulled these out before? Partly because they do bleed through. I don't even know what they're made out of. I looked at the box and the box doesn't say, it just says that they're a special formula. And then I have this piece of, it's a sleeve for it's a paper sleeve, that you can put in a binder. But that basically is my paint palette, and you can see I've got the white paint on here, and I've been using that to just do that, or to use this and just use it for a lot of different things. I needed a plastic bag would work, even the top of my collage binder, because that's slick. I just need a slick surface of some sort. That's all I needed. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and get inside of this thing and do a little bit. So I've got the black and white here. I've got some goofy text here, but I wanted to do this in a darker, this was just a pen. I was just using a ballpoint pen for this right here, but it's just not, I want it bigger, and it's just, it's invented text. It's not even for reals. So I wanted to use something bigger to make some invented text. So let's go with this Sharpie here. Okay, so let's just do some weird texting. Inventive text is what I call it. And you can just make some lines like they're letters in a different language that you've never had before. And you can partly use, like there's a B, add a line and a cross and a couple dots, and you've got an invented text. G's are fun. Lots of different ways you can do an invented text. Or look at hieroglyphics for that matter. And add a few dots here and there, and a cross there, here and there. Make it look like I'm dotting I's and crossing T's. And so that's a fun thing that I have for ready to go for a background of some sort of mixed media thing. And on my list, I wrote down the things that I thought of, and then I went to the internet, the interweb, and they have so many ideas. I typed in mark making, and so many pictures came up. And you can look on Instagram for that. You can even look on YouTube for lots of different mark making artists or things like that. And I got some of my ideas from that. So after I ran out of ideas on my own, but you have your list of ways to write, and then you have, like, if you're gonna have circles, or squares, some sort of shape, you can either have them closed or open, thick or thin when you're making your lines. Like this would be a thicker script, and I need to write inventive script on here. I didn't write that on here yet. I have script straight, script left, inventive script. And then you can go thick or thin, scribbled. If you're gonna make a circle, again, another shape, you can make it scribbled, or just plain scribbles. Did I make that word in here? I think I crossed it out, but I didn't. That's when I thought of this. You can go horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. So I'm gonna make a list of this, and I'll print it all out for you. And then you can, if you wanna do some lines, this can be another pick it type of thing. So yeah, how fun though. And what a great way to take a break from, if you're in a long project like my glue books, and that last one was quite involved with my Pick 5. That was an involved glue book, I have to say. So this gave me a lot of fun as I was working on it. And this, oh gosh, I gotta show you this technique. I was really surprised. So you can see I've got hashtags, and I've got some swirls with blue and purple. So what I did was I took this and I took these, so fun, and let's use blue and green. All I did was make a little, did something like this, and turned it over and transferred it on. Now, why not just write it on the paper, Liz? Well, I'll show you. It comes up pretty cool. It transfers with a bit of white space on it. So it's not a pure transfer as opposed to lines like this. So the difference between the two, I get a little bit of a lighter color on it, and then it has a cool look to it. So let's put a little more up here. I just like how that looks. And then I'll take the green and maybe just do some circles and see what happens with that. Just push it down on there. And that, see how much lighter that is as opposed to the dark. But it still has a really cool look. And it's messy and I love it. I love how messy it is. And then I can go back. It's fun because you can do like 3 things on here too. And then, let's see, let me pick, I've got, how about just the 3-dot method? And I could do this with the black and transfer it on as well. But go all over it with the 3 dots. And again, not much for color usually for me, but I'm enjoying doing this process and it's giving me more in my repertoire as far as being creative is concerned. So anyway, yeah, and we just keep going. We keep going. I'm gonna do some more rubbings though. I've got my new crayons and I can do that. It's fun. You know, it's like being a little kid again, just using up the creativity. I love it. Just dabbling, just having fun and being spontaneous. Not thinking too much, because that's what's that about. I guess there's times when that's worth it. Just hashtag and stuff here. Let's go this way. And I might take my white and go on that some more. Let's go with wide, the broad tip. So just fun, and I've got quite a bit left to go on here as far as having lots of stuff to do. So, and this is pretty cool. I have a whole bunch of white on this I think I can do. But anyway, that is what I'm playing with right now. My creative dabbling is all about markers in this book for a little while. I've got a lot of I've got ideas for my April glue book. I think it's going to be a little more free-flowing and not too complicated, because the last one was, like I said, it was quite involved. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on over and checking out my creative dabbling today. You know, whatever's, you know, our intrinsic values. And it's making backgrounds with marks and using some markers with color. And I'm just having a blast, I hope you're having a good time too and getting a chance to be creative in some way today to figure out what your intrinsic values are. So love you guys. Thanks again for coming on over, and we'll see you next time. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.